Hey guys and girls, welcome to another My Friendly IT Guy video. In today's episode, we're going to have a look at PowerShell and some of the basics. First of all, we're going to launch PowerShell and see what happens. With PowerShell open, we can see a message at the top saying download the latest PowerShell from Microsoft.com. So let's have a look at that. So downloading from PowerShell 5.1 to PowerShell 7. And the version here, if I type in the command get host, returns 5.1. So let's have a look at what's involved in actually updating this. Not much. Now, is this just a blurb? There has to be a way to download it. Installing. Let's have a look. Deploy the PowerShell using the MSI package. Okay, so there's an MSI package that we can download. We're going to download the 64-bit version because I don't think 32-bit x86 computers exist anymore. They may do, but we're on a 64-bit machine right now, so we're going to download that. Okay, so we've downloaded the latest version. Let's have a look at installing it. Hopefully it's just next, finish, and we're done. Yes, we trust it. It's from Microsoft.com. Okay, next. PowerShell to the path environment. That's basically where all the commands are stored. So yes, we do want to add that to there. That way we don't have to use shortcuts to access commands that are in other locations. We don't need PowerShell remoting because we're not going to be accessing this remotely or accessing remote systems or accessing this system remotely from other systems. So the first two options will suffice. Enable updating through Microsoft Update. Sure, we don't have a WSUS server here. WSUS is basically something you'd use in the corporate world to download patches and catalogs of patches from Microsoft.com and then use SCCM to deploy them, or WSUS itself if you don't have SCCM. I'm going to tick Microsoft Update when I check for updates. Sure, let's leave them both enabled and install. Okay, looks like it's finished. So we can launch PowerShell with this tick box here. Let's come down on the screen below. Now, some of the things that I like to do, customizations, when I open PowerShell, is basically I right click and go to properties, change the options, that looks fine. I change to raster fonts and 8x12, hit OK, makes it look a bit prettier. We're going to need a buffer of 99999, which is the maximum, 160 width and 60 height. I like blue for the background, white for the text. And there we go. And then what we do is we just close that window, open it again, and the settings should have remained. Interesting, it's saying 5.1. Okay, let's have a look at what issues we've got. Right. Okay, so when I use my old shortcut to open PowerShell, just by clicking on the Start button and typing in PowerShell or whatever I've got pinned in my Start menu, it actually launches to old PowerShell 5.1. So I'm just going to bring this up on the screen so you can see what's happening when I search for PowerShell. Looks like they're actually installed side by side. So there is Windows PowerShell here. There's also PowerShell 7, 64-bit. So that's the one we want to launch. Now I did notice when we were on this page here, it says that it actually installs and runs side by side with PowerShell. So the old version and new exist at the same time. So let's start the new version. We'll close that window down. And of course, all the settings are gone, so let's just reset those. Raster fonts. So I've just tried to customize some of my settings for PowerShell to make the colors different and change some of the buffering settings and other things, and it's giving me an error that it doesn't want to, the file may have been deleted or doesn't exist or something like that. So I basically looked at the error message and navigated to this to the location mentioned in the error message. C Windows Program Data, and so on. And I found the shortcut, the .lnk file from the error message. So I basically just right click that, went to Properties, Security, do it the ordinary way. In here, just click Edit, and I basically selected my name and ticked full control, which allows me not only to have full access over that file, but also modify the permissions for that file as well. Otherwise, I could have just left it at modify. And I did the same for users. I'm going to click modify for users. For myself, I get full access, click OK, OK, and now I'm able to modify the shortcut that starts this PowerShell, choose my raster fonts at 8 by 12, change my buffer size to 4 nines, and change some of the colors. And now if I close this window and open it again using my shortcut that I've pinned in the start menu, it actually remembers. So some of the basics we're going to do is, let's have a look. We're just going to confirm we've got PowerShell 7. Yes, we do. So in this video, we covered some of the basics. We upgraded PowerShell from 5.1 to 7, 7.2, and basically did some of the customizations to change the colors and look and feel of how PowerShell is going to look. Obviously, you can change it to any colors you want, pink, red, green, blue, whatever it is that you choose. I prefer blue and white, personal choice. So do some of that, customize PowerShell, and in the next video, which is coming right up, we're going to start doing some basics. We're going to start kicking off with some very basic little tiny scripts. We're going to just get to understand the basics, and I'll teach you PowerShell. Let's go.